Hey guys, Tristan here and welcome back to episode 2 on how to create your very own game using Unity 5.1. And as you can see here, I've actually started working on something I call an example project, which means I will work on this and show you guys what we will be making throughout the series. So this isn't actually what the skybox is. As you can see here, if we go to game, we have a different skybox. We have a small little house and a floor. Now if we come over to the hierarchy tab, we have player, which is a prefab, as you can tell because it's blue, and we have directional light, which is where the sun is, and we have the ground, which is actually a cube, but I modified it where it looks like a plane. I'll explain why I did that later. And we have the house, which concludes all the cubes. It took a total of 258 cubes to make. I did all that manually within Unity. And we have an audio, which is an audio source, which as you can see here, sunny day is what you'll hear when we start the game. We have game manager, which is hide mouse. So if you look on the bottom, we have audio, characters, editor, materials, scripts, and skybox. I created this to be organized. We'll start off with skybox. Is the skybox that you can download from the assets store. It's completely free, and all you have to do is click and drag, and you are finished. If we go to script, I created a script called hide mouse, and I'll go over the code whenever we get started. And we have materials, which is we have the house floor, which I never really got to. I just made it part of the wall. House roof, decided not to do it. We got the house wall, as you can see we got there, and we got the main platform. Come back. The editor is automatically generated after you import standard assets of characters, which I will show you guys how to do that. It comes with first person character, and it also comes with a roller ball, whatever, I guess it's just a ball that rolls, and then a third person character, which I assume that it comes with a third person. If I zoom in, this is Ethan. This is the name of the model. I never really use it. I honestly don't like it. So we got that, and I don't know why there's two of them, but yeah. Okay, so we got those, and then we have audio, which is the sunny day audio. So let's play the game so I can show you guys what we'll be working on. Alright, so I don't know how well you guys can hear it, but you can actually hear like birds tweeting in the background, and you can hear the footsteps, which is automatically imported when you import the character. And notice every time we walk, you can hear clicks, and if we run by holding down left shift, you can hear the running sound. Jumping, you can hear jumping. And notice that the mouse is gone. That has to do with the script. Now I programmed it to where if you want to see the mouse, you'll hit the escape key. Notice like you can see the mouse now. Now by default, Unity, when you hit escape, it will show the mouse anyway without code, but it's good to always input the code. Now let's say if you want the mouse to go back, but every time you click it doesn't go away. I programmed it where you hit function 1, which is F1, it goes away. And you can do it again, you can continuously do it, and that's how you pretty much do it. We have a nice little house here, and that's pretty much what we're going to be creating. I know it's not much, but let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to close this, and I'm not going to save it. And then there's my background here, and then let's go ahead and just fix that. There we go. So let's get started. The first thing that I want you guys to do is, if you're following along, to delete the main camera. go ahead and delete it. And go ahead and right click and create 3D object cube. And what we are going to do is we're going to raise this. We're actually going to position this to 0, 0, and 0. And I'm going to get closer to it. Click the box, and we're going to do rotation. I'm sorry, scale. We're going to do 100. Y is going to be 0.1. Z-axis is going to be 100 as well. This is a normal. I'm pretty sure this is a default size for a plane. And you can use plane if you want to. I like to use this just to demonstrate. And after creating that, what we're going to do is rename this as platform. There we go. And now we're going to give it a texture. Now in the assets folder, we are going to right click, create folder. I'm going to name this materials. Okay, and then we're going to right click, create material. I'm going to name this platform. And come over here to the inspector tab and give it any color that you like. I'm going to make it a dark gray color. Oops, I'm sorry if you couldn't see that. And hit X to close it, and we're going to put smoothness all the way down to 0. And then hit Control S to save. And what we're going to do is create a new folder and call this scenes. So we know where all the scenes is. And we're just going to name this level 1, I suppose. Hit enter and it will automatically save. And if we go back to assets folder, we now have a scenes folder. So now we're going to go back to the platform texture, and we're going to click and drag it onto the actual platform. So now the platform has a texture. So now with the directional light, it seems that it's quite dark. Let's rotate this to be just a bit brighter. We don't have a camera, so we can't view it. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and since it took about 252 cubes to build the house, it's going to take way too much time to do. So we're going to go ahead and create an empty object. An empty object is where you can put, it's a placeholder for other objects like 3D objects, or it can be 2D objects. We're going to name this wall. We're going to create a wall, and with the wall selected, we're going to right click it, 3D object cube, and as you can see, it created a child, which is the cube. Now if we go ahead and double click the cube, it's under the platform. What we have to do is raise it up about there, and just trying to position it to where it's on the ground. So that looks like it's on the ground. And what we're going to do is by pressing Control D, it creates a duplicate. Hold down Control and click the red arrow and drag it to the right until it clicks to the next block. And then we're going to do it until we reach 4. So Control D again, and we now have 4 blocks. And if we hold down Shift, click the first cube, hold down Shift, and click the third one. Hold down click Control D, and pull up, and Control D again, and pull up. And we're going to do this until it gets to 4. Do it again. There we go. And now you have yourself sort of a wall. So we now created 15 cubes. Okay, so let's give this cube a texture, shall we? So we're going to go back to material. We're going to right click, create material, and we are going to rename this wall. I can't type. And what we're going to do is make this wall green. I'm sorry, let's make it this type of blue. And we're going to, let's actually just use the smoothness. Oh, I didn't think about that. We're going to have to manually do this. Okay, so I noticed this. This is exactly what I did on the other one. We do not really honestly have to do that. We can actually just create a 3D object, drag it until it's on the ground. It looks like it's on the ground. And what we can actually do is just rename this, call it the wall. Sorry about this, guys. I should have thought about this first, and just scale it until it looks like a wall. I mean, that's pretty much all you had to do. So I didn't have to go through all that. So just position it to where it's on the ground. It doesn't have to be perfect, but and then we're gonna just do that. And now it's blue, all without having to click and drag over and over again. So now we are going to have to import the character. So we're going to right click, import package, characters. It's going to say decompressing, and then you're going to have an importing package form that will pop up, and it comes with all the files that is needed for the player. Go ahead, hit import, and it's going to take a minute to import all the files needed to create the player. The import speed is depending on your computer. So I have a pretty decent computer, so it shouldn't take a while. However, I am recording, so it will be slower than usual. Come on. Thank you. So now you should have another folder called Standard Assets. What you can do is go ahead and just rename this to Characters, because it will come with two characters, the first person character and the third person character. What we're going to do is go to Characters, and we're going to do First Person, Prefabs, select the FPS controller, click and drag it onto the Hierarchy tab, and then we can position it to the appropriate place, which, I mean, at this time, anywhere is appropriate. Well, onto the platform, of course. So we hit F to focus, and it looks like it's under the ground. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Alright, that's going to take forever, so let's go ahead and zoom out. Alright, we're going to you have to make sure that the character is at least above the platform. If he's not above the platform, he will fall through. Okay, so I'm going to put him right there. If we go to game view, notice that we actually have something we can view. So if we go ahead and play it, notice that I can walk. It comes with the sounds. I can look at this wonderful wall, and it has the sounds, but we still don't have the skybox. And let's go ahead and work on that. We're going to rename this to player, actually. We can come over here and just do it. Whoop, player. There we go. Untagged, do player. That actually is not important right now, but okay, so what you want to do now is import the skybox, which we'll have to go to Windows, Asset Store, and I already have it. So I can just navigate through already downloaded and just look for my there we go. Skybox 1.0 is the name of it. You're going to hit import, and it's going to start importing the skybox into my game. So it will take a second. Just give it a moment to notice what it's doing. There it goes. Somehow it unselected my game, and that's why it didn't pop up. Okay, so Skybox 1 has finished importing. Now this isn't required, but I like to rename it Skybox. And what we're going to do is select this. Now with the new version of Unity, for some reason the textures are all messed up. So you have to select the sky start day apparently, and hit hit fix now, and you have to do it for each and every single one of these, and it will just fix it. I don't know what it's doing, but it's fixing it. So we'll leave this open. We'll go to player, hit the drop down arrow, hit the first person character, add component, and type in skybox into the search box, and then go ahead and click and drag the completed skybox. Okay, so now if we go into the game, we have a skybox. The shadow is in the wrong position. Do not comment about that. And now we have a skybox, and it's actually quite beautiful. So now we want audio. So what we're going to do is create another folder. If I'm going too fast for you guys, just let me know and I'll slow down. Go ahead and make a folder called audio. Go into it. Oh, I'm sorry. I already have the audio downloaded. You will have to go to some website, sound effects website, and type in like birds tweeting or something like that. Since I already have it, I'm just going to import a new asset. Go to music, and don't mind the folder name, nature, and then sunny day. That's the name of it. And now we have the audio, but we still don't have it still won't play in the game, so we have to create an empty object, and we're just going to name this game_manager. This will manage the whole entire game. So this is where all the scripting for the game and all the music is going to go for the game. So we're going to go back here, and we're going to go to we're just going to type in audio, and we're going to get audio source, and we're going to turn the volume down to 0.4. That's about a good audio volume for the audio. And we're going to just go back there and click and drag to audio clip, and now we'll play. Now make sure it's play on awake and loop. And if we go ahead and play the game, I don't know if you guys can hear it. We have birds tweeting in the background now. And it's just kind of you kind of get that feeling like, oh, this is turning out as a great game. So so that's what we're going to do. So the next thing we want to do is create another folder. And we're going to name this scripts. And within the scripts, we're going to right click, create JavaScript, and that's the code we'll be using to create the script hide mouse. So now the code will now open on a program called Mono Development. It comes with Unity. So we're going to go ahead and reorganize the code, and on function start we're going to type in, they actually changed it. It's in Unity 4 it used to be cursor.show, but it's no longer that. It's actually cursor.visible equals false now. It's they changed it. I don't understand why they keep changing it. It's actually quite annoying because it messes up a whole lot of people's projects, and sometimes Unity, when it tries to fix the code or upgrade it, it doesn't work, and it gives you massive amounts of errors, and you have to redo it all. So now function update. So let's say that when you hit the escape button, we want this to be true. We want to be able to see the cursor. So what we'll do is type in an if statement, and an if statement is where we'll it's just when the user does something. So function start is when the game starts. Function update is when the game waits for you to do something. So if we type in if input dot get key down in parentheses key code dot escape to closing parentheses enter open the brackets, or curly brackets, whatever you want to call it. Make sure all of these are capitalized, or the ones that need to be, because it is case sensitive. And here we can just do cursor.visible equals true. Now let's say if the user wants to hide it, we can do an if statement of the user hitting function 1. So we'll pretty much just do the same thing. Get key down, key code dot I'm sorry, I keep dot F1 to closing parentheses, open the curly brackets, and we'll do cursor dot visible equals false. And there we go. That's all we need for the code. So we can just close it, single select the game, and notice it's looking at the code. No errors pop up, so it says the code is good. We come here, minimize audio source, go to add component, go to scripts, and hide mouse. The others came from the standard assets. So now if we go ahead and play, you do have to single click in the game for it to hide, but there we go, the mouse is gone. And if we hit escape, there it is, it's back. And if we hit F1, it's gone. So that's pretty much it for this game. Not for this game, for this episode. I do apologize. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.